Kinda wish someone told me how boring it was to be an artist. This is too goddamn boring. What is the point of this? But what I realized is the way I was going about it is boring. Because at the end of the day, all this other stuff is just work. We gotta keep this creative spark lit. How would one do that? I'm an artist, right? We choose this creative path to get out of the mundane, and yet it then cycles back into becoming the mundane, because to get anywhere in life, you need some sort of repetition. Monetizing something makes it work, and work you have to show up each day. And to show up each day, you need a routine, and then the routine becomes the mundane. In order to write the book, you have to write the chapters, which means you have to show up every day and write. To start a snail mail club, oh, that sounds fun, until you have to advertise it every single month. To apply for exhibitions and residencies, grants. It's just a bunch of forms you gotta fill out. And so what seems sparkly and shiny can easily be dampened by this blanket of the thing that we tried to get out of. Because at the end of the day, all this other stuff is just work. It is just repetition. But to even make any of that, we have to get inspired. We have to live the art life. We gotta keep this creative spark lit. How would one do that? Art making is about being in the world. So you have to see the world. You have to go out into the streets, out in nature, have conversations with friends. There is so much inspiration outside of the screen. It's all out there. It's in the 3D. Sure, we might get a little inspired from Pinterest every now and then, but it's not tangible. It's there, we forget it. It's not an experience. It doesn't really attach to any emotions, doesn't attach to our personality, our memory, connection. So being out in the world is probably the most inspiring thing we can do. Another little thing I like to do is field notes. Just bring a little notebook with me everywhere and act as if I'm an explorer. Act as if this is my first time seeing the world. Because fun fact, it is. This is the first time I'm seeing the world. At this age. On this day. I've never been alive before. What, I'm just gonna sit here and accept that everyone's perspective is it's already there? No, I'm gonna go out in the world and try and find my own perspective. So I go out into the world, I bring my little notebook, and just that little act doesn't seem like a lot, but it gets you in the mode of being an explorer. And when we're in that mode, everything has a newness to it. We are discovering for the first time. It gets us in that curiosity state. And curiosity is where creativity lives. So we have to be curious. We have to question, what are the bees saying right now? Is the sun happy? What would happen if the world just opened up? What would happen if everything just turned liquid? What would happen? Tell me right now, what would I be thinking? Asking silly little questions equal silly little answers, and silly little answers are little seeds where the work will grow. That brings me on to my third point, which is planting little seeds. These little seeds of inspiration happen when we are just allowing ourselves to make art. I have a few little creative workouts I like to do, and in these little creative workouts, The goal isn't to make a finished piece, it is to get a little seed of inspiration, write a little idea down, plant it, and in 6 months' time it will probably grow into something. But remember, not all seeds grow. Some seeds die. And that's okay, because if you spend all your time tending to a seed that doesn't want to grow yet, you wasted your whole garden. But having seeds is an important stepping stone. If you don't have a seed, you don't have anything. And you can't just buy someone else's seeds. No, because then you're just a mass-producing farmer. So little fun creative workouts that get your brain inspired. Same with the field notes. The amount of little seeds you get out of that is insane. And lastly, I don't think we can escape repetition. I think us humans love a routine. I think that's kind of what we are bound to. We live in a 24-hour cycle. Us women, we live on a 28-day month. We are bound to the cycles of the world. There is seasons that we have to acknowledge. What, you don't think I'm gonna rug up in winter just because I'm like, the season? No, I'm gonna obey the laws of the universe, and I'm gonna rug up in winter, otherwise I'm gonna freeze. So finding some sort of routine and rhythm to keep you in the art life, to almost as a reminder, hey, I've chosen the creative path. Now I'm going to stick with it and watch it grow. Because having some sort of creative career is just like having a baby. You've got to look after it. Repeat it after me. You've got to look after your baby, otherwise it will die. Simple. If you want to make something out of this, you have to show up regularly. You have to tend to it. You have to look after it. And that's where the mundane can start to creep in. And we get a bit bored. Because responsibility is daunting. It's daunting. It's daunting and it's kind of boring. But I think finding fun ways of changing up the routine. Let's say, for instance, I've got a routine where I write a conscious flow, a page of poetry a day. Okay, how about on Monday I write it outside on my desk. Okay, on Tuesday, I wake up early and I go to the beach and write it there. On Wednesday, I'm just gonna put a picnic rug out, write it there. On Thursday, I'm actually gonna write it in the afternoon. On Friday, instead of writing it out, I'm gonna type it up on my typewriter. Changing something will always change everything. We're humans, we're experience-based creatures. Doing the same thing every day is hell. But doing the same thing every day in a different situation is inspiring. Think about cavemen, for instance. Having to hunt every day? Gosh, the work in that. Whew. But having different tasks or animals to hunt. Maybe picking some berries this day, catching a fish that day, going out into new territory to hunt. The adventure of that, not two hunts would be the same. No two hunts would be the same. So finding a way to do the same every day, but in a new way, will keep this all flowing. We'll keep this all fun. So what ended up being a really boring studio vlog got me problem solving. How can I make this fun? How can I share my own perspective? How can I do something I enjoy? I love garbage chats. I love talking to you. And how can I use what I already have so that I'm not constantly creating things that end up in the graveyard? And so that's what this video is. If you enjoyed this, let me know, comment below, give me a little follow,